Stop number 2 on the Kroger Hometown Pickup Tour brings us to Lexington, Kentucky, where we're proudly joined by Dane Key. Dane, it feels like you have been in high school for 17 years. Seems like I've heard about you, read about you, known you playing forever. How does it feel to finally be going into your senior year, man?
Oh, it feels great. You know, just working out with my teammates and getting ready for this upcoming my senior season. I got one more year to finish it off how I want to. So hopefully me and the guys, all my teammates, just come ready to play every game this year.
Now you've come close twice.
Yeah.
A runner-up, and then beaten in semifinals last year in Owensboro. What would a state championship at Frederick Douglass High School mean to you, the person? I know what it means to the team and the city of Lexington, but what would it mean to Dane Key?
Yeah, it'd be awesome for me, just because I'd be the first one on the first team to ever win a state championship in Frederick Douglass history, and just having that feeling with my teammates, just knowing that we left a legacy, it would be great.
Now, you come from football royalty in the state of Kentucky. Your dad, Dante, teammate of mine, who, just a wonderful friend. Your brother, Devin, plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. And now you, the 4-star, mega-star high school prospect that everybody wants. What would it mean within the Key family for you to get a championship ring, to be able to say to Devin and Dante, look what I got?
That'd just be great, just because he never won one. My dad was close to winning one, and my brother, his junior year, he got close to winning one. He got beat in I think it was the 3rd round by 1 point, and that's how I've gotten beat the past few years, by 1 point, 1 touchdown. So just having that state championship ring would be an awesome feeling for me and my family.
Now, Frederick Douglass is a program that's fairly new, but the tradition is being established rapidly.
It has.
Somewhat like Miami back in the day. If you've seen the U, how it was a new franchise, right? But during that short period of time, there have been several players go Power 5 scholarships. Walker Parks at Clemson, Jagger Burton, DeKale Crowdis at Kentucky, and many others. What have you learned from Walker and Jagger and DeKale, and watching them, and your brother going through that recruiting process?
You know, just my freshman year coming in and just watching those guys, like how they approach the game, approach the weight room, approach everything that they do. It just really helped me know what I have to do when the season was to come and when my time was to come. And I already experienced it a little bit, was going through it with my brother, and he just set the path for me of what I had to do, what I needed to do to be the player that I want to be.
What have you done to work on your craft as a wide receiver?
So working on my craft, with my brother being home he's been home for at least a week now, and he gets to stay home till July 23rd. So just working with him and him just teach me all the basics that I need to know, and just the fundamental things, and getting out of my route faster, and like sitting down quicker and bursting. He's helping me a lot with all those things to help me be a better player.
Now, your class, the class of 2022, is going through something that no other class has done. You are entering college football at the time of the transfer portal, which has changed the game.
It has.
And now name, image, and likeness.
Right.
Say if I am a marketing director at a company here in Lexington, and I want Dane Key to be the face of my organization. What am I getting?
You're gonna get a person who's gonna go out and perform on games, and then whenever you need somebody to come boost your company, I can come sit down in a nice button-up shirt and just help boost your company.
When you're thinking about the NFL, the National Football League, and you're thinking about Patrick Mahomes, just unbelievable. Is it wild for you to think about, hey man, my brother's going against this dude in practice every day?
It's crazy, just because Tyrann Mathieu, he was my favorite player growing up, and now it's the Honey Badger. It's amazing to see that my brother is now playing with him, and Tyrann Mathieu is now my brother's mentor, so he can help him develop his game even more. It's just an awesome thing.
I'm a fan.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of your family, and we want to thank Kroger for making the hometown pickup tour possible. And it's a great new initiative from Kroger, the largest grocery chain in America, over 135 years old, where you can order your groceries online at kroger.com/hometown. And you can order your groceries online, and there's cities in Kentucky that you can pick those groceries up. Cynthiana, Midway, McKee, Dry Ridge, Mount Vernon, Paris, Irvin, Georgetown, many others. So go to Kroger.com/hometown and find out about this great initiative. And we want to thank them again for bringing KSR together with these fantastic young men.
All right, we're back here with Dane Key for the Kroger Hometown Pickup Tour on stop number 2. We're going to switch to some recruiting this time. Dane Key has a very special place in the Kentucky football staff heart because he was the first official visit they had of the June period after, what was it, 15 months of nothingness, essentially.
Long time.
So let's just kind of start off there. Did Kentucky reach out to you and they were like, hey, we want you to be our first official visit? Kind of how did that process come about?
Yeah, they definitely did reach out to me to make it be known that I'm their top guy and they really want me to be there, the first one there. And actually, I was there June 1st, it was an unofficial. And then June 11th through the 13th, I was there for my official. I had a great time, both those visits, and every time I go there, it's a great time.
What were you hoping to look for kind of going into these visits, knowing that you know the area a little bit already?
You know, with me living here my whole life, I just wanted to get around the guys, the guys on the team already, and I know a few as Jagger, DeKel, just because they play with me. But just getting around the guys who are already on the team and just seeing how I fit in with those guys, it was a great experience.
Have you been able to talk with Jagger and DeKel at all about kind of how their experience so far at UK has been?
Yeah, I talk to DeKel all the time. You know, he calls me just randomly, be like, just to say, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you here yet? And I talked to Jagger, but when me and Jagger talk, it's not too much about recruiting. It's just because he's been through it. DeKel's been through it, but you know, DeKel's one of my good friends, so he's trying to get me there. Jagger is too, but when we talk, it's just how you been, like what's up, like what's hanging. That's all it is with those guys.
Now, what are just your general first impressions on Coach Cohen? A lot of people are excited him bringing a pro offense. They think it's going to draw some more star receivers like yourself who can definitely get the ball more. What's just kind of your first impressions after getting to know him?
Coach Cohen's a great dude. He's just a great guy. You can you can just sit around and talk to. Like some coaches, like with other schools, like it's hard to talk to him. But Coach Cohen, he just has a great personality, and just getting around him and talking to him, is awesome.
Now, how does he recruit you to Kentucky? Kind of what's his, I guess, big selling point for you?
His big selling point is just like every time I go over there, we're always turning on some film. So watching that film and just breaking it down to what he did at the Rams and how he's bringing it to Kentucky, he shows me all that just to show like how I'd fit in the offense and just how they're actually gonna throw the ball this year.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to be joined by Dante Key, former teammate of mine. Well, he ain't a former teammate, you know what I mean?
We're still teammates.
Still teammates. Yeah. Just a good friend, great guy. And the patriarch of football royalty in Kentucky, Dante. You've done well for yourself.
I'd like to give a little credit to my wife.
Well,
she bore 2 kids that we're very proud of, and it's you grow when you have kids, you just want them to be successful, and to have them have success with football, which I think I've had a little success, at Kentucky, and to see them following or surpass the footsteps that I kind of laid is just been awesome.
Yeah, we're talking to Dane earlier. A couple things come to my mind. One, thank God he's got his mama's looks.
Okay.
2, he is such a personable young man. And with that personality of just outgoing. NIL's coming to fruition July 1st, name, image, and likeness. That's something that you and I didn't have to experience. And I talked to Dane about his class is going to be going into college football with a transfer portal, brand new, changing the game. And then the name, image, and likeness. It's a total different game than when me and you came up.
Yeah. And, it's about time. We talked about it before. I think it's about time. These kids have been making these universities so much money. And, some of the universities have, given back. And probably all of them's really given back to them, but not to the extent that these kids have put all the blood, sweat, and tears and all the time and effort. And, only thing they get is, their schooling, their meals. And, some of these kids come from very low income families. And, they try to help out their parents, because that's why you see, when these kids go to the NFL, they like, first thing I'm doing is buying my mama a house. I'm getting her out of where we used to grow up. And now that these kids, that maybe come from, homes such that they can't, have trouble turning on the lights and things like this, that they can help their families, that's huge for them.
Yeah. At what age did Dane and Devin start? You could tell that they really like this football game. They really like to play the game of football.
You know, it's funny because Devin immediately, I got a picture, which is my favorite picture in the whole wide world, of me and Devin. You know, he's got a helmet on, I got a helmet on, and he's, you know, knee high to an ant, and we tackling each other. It's the best picture ever. So kind of Devin immediately, he just fell in love with it, and he was always an aggressive type of kid. With Dane, it was kind of like, okay, this guy's gonna play baseball.
Yeah.
And you know, to me, I really still think that baseball is his best sport.
I get it, yeah.
He really covers the ground well, and he hits left, but he's a righty, and he always carried around a baseball bat since he was knee high to an ant. And so I really thought that he was going to be a baseball player.
As the recruiting is going along, and with Dane, I'm sure that is a very busy portion of you and Nicole's life. But then you also have Devin that's a Kansas City Chief. So how are you going to divide and conquer this fall if Devin is playing on Sundays, Dane on Friday night? How's that going to work out?
Well, I don't know that I will conquer it, but she will definitely make it work somehow. You know, I'm kind of, you know, we're blessed.
Right.
And I give the good Lord all the credit in the world that he's kept me level-headed in order to keep them level-headed, because, you know, these things can go as fast as they come. But I'm sure that she's working on flight plans and different things like that already. You know, we'll be playing Friday night, and then Saturday we may have a visit, and then Sunday she's going to be at a Chiefs game if Devin's playing.
I went out and bought a Chiefs hat last week. So I'm all in.
Well, good, man.
Yeah,
good.
I'm all in. Being a former starting linebacker in the SEC and having Devin already gone through this, was a star 300 tackle club member at WKU, Kansas City Chief now, and now with Dane. When you're talking to colleges, universities across the country, and they're putting on their best show for Dane, do you have that conversation with him like, this is great, they're putting on their best foot, but when you get there, you got to go to work?
Yeah.
Totally different. Nothing's going to be given.
And, you know, I tell them, this is great, but understand, I'm the one that, you know, kind of brings them back down to reality.
Yeah.
That, you know, once you get there, it's a job.
Yeah.
And you're just another player.
Yeah.
So don't expect, you know, something special. When you get there, you're not special anymore.
Yeah.
You're just another player that's trying to help them not only win football games, but this is their life career choice.
Yeah.
And they got to feed their family. So if you don't work and you don't do what they're going to put, somebody else is going to pass you by, because guess what? That next recruiting class is getting the same thing you just got.
You're on the Douglas staff, for those who didn't know. What would it mean to you as a coach and a dad to win a state championship with Dane in his last year at Douglas?
Oh, it'd be tremendous. I think not only for Douglas, but for this community of Lexington. We got some great programs in Lexington. You know, Lafayette went to 2 state championships and didn't win, but Lexington hasn't had a football state champion in a long, long time.
Well, thank you for being with us on Stop Tour, the Kroger Hometown Pickup Tour across Kentucky. We're going to go to Stop 3 next week, so let us know who you want us to check out. But the Key family, I mean, I've been around them, full disclosure, and just a super family. Dane Key is a superstar in high school, going to be a superstar in college. But just we're glad to help paint the picture of the young man and what he means in this community of Lexington. And with the NIL, what his personality is and what he could mean to a corporation as far as being the brand or the face of a local company wherever he goes. So, but we're proud that Kroger gave us this opportunity. And it's always good to catch up with my friend, even if we're doing it on camera. Of course, phone calls at night are a little bit funnier than this.
But can I tell you something? One thing, Freddie.
I didn't mean to say you was ugly.
No.
I just said I'm glad you look like Nicole.
No, I'm really appreciative of you and Kroger, and KSR for doing this, not only for Dane, but for some of these other young kids that are superstars in Kentucky, because it brings light to how great our state of football is in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I wanted to thank you. And, with this NIL stuff, I told Dane, you ain't signing no deal until you do something on the field in college.
Yeah.
Because that's why I bring his head down. And I got control of that.
And you have one more catch than he does in college.
Exactly. So I really appreciate that, and I wanted to make sure it was known.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate
man.
that.
All right.